Hello everyone, BeautyWane here, back with episode number 7 of our Let's Play series. Hope you've all had a wonderful day, up until now, and I'm going to make it terrible. I'm starting over at the farms, because I noticed a bit of a problem. And that's that there's no farmer in there, and there's no farmer in there. It seems like we had an issue somehow with a zombie getting in. Now, I'm not exactly sure how that could have happened specifically, but I think it may have been that before I set that block in, that zombies may have been able to hit the villager in there, and then they turned into a zombie villager and then hit this guy, because it looks like something happened there. I don't really know. And then, yeah, they got in here. So I'm going to see if I can sort this out, get some new villagers in here, and then we'll get on with the actual plans for today's episode. So we're back, and I've gotten the villagers loaded inside again. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I did test it in a creative world, and zombies can't see that villager inside. So I'm guessing there was an open spot, and it was somehow dark enough to spawn a villager. Or something weird happened, and my world randomly lost 3 villagers. I don't know. That's the thing. Anyways, now that we've got that out of the way, let's head on to the actual goal of this episode. So I've been a little busy off camera, which is between a couple of the episodes, I've gone into the nether, specifically to the warped forest biome, and I've gotten these ender pearls. So today we're going to be crafting our ticket to an end fortress, and I know how to do math. So now that I have these, I need to do a little more preparation. So I've got blocks on me, I've got some water, but I need to get the hoe out of my inventory and probably replace my helmet just in case. I don't need to bring arrows or a bow because that's just how I do it, but we should have everything we need once I get that together to go and explore wherever the end fortress is. So we've got everything we need to finally explore wherever our end fortress is. Looks like it's this way, so I'm going to do a little adventure and then catch up to you guys. Just quickly skirting past our ocean monument over there, on our way to wherever we're headed. See if we get anything from our third one. We're going this way. I really thought we'd be closer. So I was checking out this ravine to see if there was a fortress down there, and came across that geode. So I'm gonna pretend I'm gonna remember that this is here, and worst case, we've got this geode. Hopefully we've got one a little closer to home, but otherwise, we'll see if we can find this end fortress. It is kind of funny exploring because this is probably the furthest I've been from spawn, and we've got a jungle biome over there and a different one over there. So on we go. Eye of Ender number 4. I was really hoping that one would be going down, but I guess we're headed this way now. But that probably means we're close. It's probably before that mountain range, is my guess. Time to see if my bet was right, if it was before the mountain range. And it was. Okay, now the trick is it's somewhere between here and there. Time to figure out where. Okay, so I just threw a pair of ender pearls. One a little behind that tree and one on the top of that ridge, and they both pointed this way. So it's time to see about our adventure down and how close we can get to actually being in this fortress. So meet you guys at the bottom wherever I meet. If you didn't know, the end fortress can spawn anywhere between the surface and I think it's the bottom of the world. Either way, it's definitely like below deep slate that it can spawn. So we could be digging anywhere between 30 seconds and like, I don't know, 2 minutes? I don't know how long it is to get to the bottom, but I'll see you guys when I encounter the fortress. And that's deep slates. That means our adventure down here is going to be going even slower. Well, it's going to be going slower, but not for much longer, because that is the end fortress. This is a messy end fortress. I think the library is over there, maybe. So this is by far the worst end fortress that I've ever been in. Like, it was so convoluted. I think because of the cave, it was misgenerated. I was walking around this end fortress, even just through this portion, for like 20-25 minutes, and you can get lost in end fortresses, but this was this was bad. I was all over the place, literally zooming through, repeating myself, getting lost. Eventually, I threw an ender pearl, found myself digging through the wall that I didn't even know that the end fortress was in, and then it was like there were two separate end fortresses next to each other. Eventually, I found the differences between the two and like got through the wall, and eventually in a second you'll see me get through. But yeah, this was a terrible adventure through the end fortress, and I'm not doing it again for this playthrough, and it doesn't get better from here, I'll be honest. So let's see how it goes. Oh my gosh. I have no need for a silverfish spawner. This is insane. What a terrible fortress. I have no idea where I am, and it spawns with 0 eyes of ender. This is, however lucky our nether portal spawn was, our end fortress spawn is just as unlucky. Oh my gosh. I want to try and showcase exactly how long it took to get here. So, okay. This stairway up, I think I came through this way. Never mind, I have no idea where I came from. So that's the stairway up. Maybe I came through here. This thing, that's not that. I didn't even come through that way. Oh no, here it is. This is the thing, and then out here, and then this is where the fortress where I spent like 20 minutes exploring, and that's where we came down. How? And it spawns with 0 eyes of ender. I might be complaining a little bit. Oh my gosh, and I have to go all the way. Well, that was awkward. Wow, I've never been so unlucky before, so I guess we're headed back to the nether. I have all of the blaze rods I need, but time to get some more end pearls. I suppose we'll take a slight detour for the horde of wither skeletons that is permanently present in this fortress. Jeez! Why are there so many? Back at the farm again. I say farm. I'm literally... Hey, at least they're being generous with dropping their pearls. I'll give them that much. And just like that, after a quick bit of farming, 4 pearls. That was actually, I think I only killed like 6 endermen. So we did get a little lucky here. So the luck from the end fortress is balancing out with the endless luck of the nether. Now, granted, I've died twice here, so I guess we'll see how often I die in the end. Okay, that was a lot faster the second time. Game plan here is I'm not going to worry about my axes. So, anytime you enter the end, great idea. Think about what you want to do going in. A lot of people bring bows. Some people bring beds. I just bring an axe. Tends to work for me. So full set of armor, water bucket, and an axe will get you everything you need to in the nether. That was definitely the worst. That was the worst I've ever done in the end. This is entertaining gameplay, I know. I would have approached this fight differently if I was in a hardcore world. Let's just say that. And our last hit. The end. Get rained with experience. These are, I think, the largest experience orbs you can get. Something like that. Look at that. It doesn't matter that I died a bunch. We now have all the experience we could need. Boom. Look at that. Level 60. Beautiful. And yes, the sky celebrates with us. If you didn't know, super easy to grab him. Just hit him so he goes somewhere else. Place a torch under him. Drop him like gravel, and he poofs. With that, I've got a couple plans for what I want to have happen next. So, yeah, that was my plan. That's what we're going to be doing. Just 2 crafting tables. No, the goals I have for this episode were 3 things. 1, kill the Ender Dragon. 2, get an Elytra. 3, set up an Enderman farm. And the Enderman farm is what we're going to use to get all of the experience that we need for our tools and such. So I'm going to head up there, and we're going to go through the gateway, and we're going to see if we can find an end city. We've got our render distance up. We found an end city, but it doesn't look like it has a boat. Okay, so that was a really awkward moment where I forgot I wasn't recording, and so I was standing over there, I climbed up from the end gateway, and had a cool moment where I could see both of these end cities, and was like, whoa, look at that. And then this one had a boat that I could see, so we're headed over to this boat. But yeah, really awkward that you couldn't see my initial reaction. Notably, one of the things on my list is not shulker shells today. You know, it could be on my list, but I'm too lazy to put it there now at this point. So we're going to head up to this boat and see if we can't get ourselves an Elytra. I did forget if Elytras were always in these boats or if it's the dragon heads that sometimes spawn. So here we are, and we've got our Elytra. You hit me. Who are you? Wait, how did you get in here? But doesn't matter. I'm gonna go home. I've got my Elytra. We're taking it with us. We're going back. I'm not gonna risk losing it at this point. Probably. I'm probably not stupid enough to risk losing it at this point. So we are going to walk it back slowly, not wear it out too much, head back, and probably head home, grab the resources that I need to build the Enderman farm, and then come back so that I can get that experience going. So we made it back home, and I'm going to set my valuables, the dragon egg and the Elytra, away. I'm probably not going to use this for a bit, and honestly, maybe I'll put this somewhere for decoration. But otherwise, our plans for the rest of the episode are I'm going to put together an Ender Dragon farm. But there are a few things I need to put together first. Namely, I've got diamonds, I've got levels, and I've got emeralds, so I can put some tools together and finally get a good set. We'll see about getting those together. Then I need to get some supplies together to build this Enderman farm, and then I'll come back to you guys. Hopefully the rest of this episode is a little less chaotic than all the deaths that you guys saw in the end. But I'm definitely excited to get this Enderman farm. It feels like an experience farm is one of those things that makes you feel like you're progressing out of those slow early stages and into, for some people, the late game, for some people, the mid game. We'll see how this one is for me. But I'll get some stuff together and come back to you guys. So I'm really excited, so I thought I'd bring you guys along for this. We will officially be using our first diamonds and making a diamond pick. I forgot that there wasn't an achievement for that. Now, I say I'm bringing you along because I'm excited because I've already prepped our enchantments. So I've gone and grabbed the books we need to make this happen. So just putting them all together, and then we will get our incredible, awesome Silky. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is, I recognize that fortune's really important. We'll get there eventually. But I love getting a pick, and efficiency 5 silk touch is my go-to. I will always go for it. It's great. I love it. But I wanted to bring you guys along for the first one. Now, I think the plan is I want to get a sword, and so I've already started prepping the villager hall to expand a little. It's not gonna flow thematically, I guess is the right word. I'm just gonna put a basement in and it's gonna be fine. But there are a few enchantments I need in order to make a sword, and then we will return to the end with our tools ready to go. Oh yeah, I love this. This is so much better. I'm already having the time of my life, and all I'm doing is digging out these blocks. This is so much better than the iron pick. I'm so glad we have real tools now. And after a little bit of work on the villagers, we finally got everything we need to get our sword together, so we'll do that. Also, if you didn't know, I'm combining the books this way because I don't know all the math, but basically if you put one thing on your tool or sword, then combine 2 books, and then combine the 2 books with the sword, and then put 2 things together on a different book, and then combine that on your sword, then I don't know how the math works exactly, but it will decrease the total experience cost. There are calculators you can find online that will help you with the order that you're supposed to combine them. So that's why I combined that in the order I did. But now we have the sword we're going to need for this Enderman farm, and also so that we can be sick while we're out at night. But now just a couple more, probably mostly leaves, and I need another name tag. But then otherwise we should be good to go and build this farm. Okay, guys, I think our luck for this episode is turning around because I just started fishing, and you'll note I have 5 fish in my inventory currently, another one here, and a name tag. So 6 fish and then a name tag. That's probably the luckiest I've ever been while fishing. Certainly a lot luckier than I was the first time I needed a name tag. But now that we've got this name tag, we should have all of the blocks and things we need in order to get this Enderman farm going. So let's head back to the Nether with the long hike over there. I've got to... Oh, I should have built a Nether portal. That was stupid. Anyways, I'll meet you guys back over there. Also, side note, the iron farm has been going crazy while we've been out building the other farms. Okay, see you guys in a second. One last check-in. I'm going to put the shulker shells we got earlier in the episode to good use. I've put most of the blocks we're going to need to build the farm in here. I'm using just Nembom's Enderman farm. I'll link it below in the description, but super easy to build, just a lot of leaves, which is funny. But I'll head over to the End Fortress, set up a portal, come on back, grab everything, and then meet you guys in the end. So we made it to the end, and I'm about to set up the Enderman farm, but I just wanted to note that Distant Horizons does a funny thing with the distant islands, making that appear. We're not going to build that way just because I think it's more convenient to build over on this side, but just wanted to show that off for a second. With that, as we dive into the build, I probably won't comment on it, but give you guys a quick time lapse of the build. Again, tutorials in the description from Nembom, so go check him out. But otherwise, I'm excited to get this experience going, so let's dive into this. So that sucks. So yeah, that's all of that sweet gear that I just got is gone. It's okay. We have the villagers to enchant it. We still have plenty of diamonds. I think that's still enough for all the things I want. Maybe a few short. But we can get more. We just need to get more building blocks and another name tag and more leaves. It's fine. It's fine. Let's go back to building now. You guys saw nothing. Okay, we've got our stuff back together. I went fishing. Got another name tag for our endermite. Got my leaves back. Sheared the sheep. Got some stuff. I think this is everything we need. The goal is build the farm, and then once it's built, we're gonna build our diamond tools, and then we're gonna have fun. The trick is, I was really excited. Do I need a sword? I need a sword. This is gonna be really sad to try and get ender pearls without looting this time though, so it's gonna take a little bit longer, but I'll come back to you guys when the farm is finished, and then we'll wrap up the episode. Okay, the episode is having a lot of bad luck, but I don't think it's bad luck. I just think it's bad skill. You'll notice the sounds of zombies. That's because I forget which villager this is. I think this is the Silk Touch one. I'm not sure. It's not. I have no idea which villager this is. And this farmer got taken. So these guys, I'll be honest, are probably going to despawn at some point, because I don't think that... I don't know how zombie villagers work. I think that means... I'm not sure if I need to lock the... Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh yeah, I'm just stupid. For real this time, I'll see you guys in the end once the farm is done. Okay, everyone, as promised, we're back and the farm is complete. I finished putting it together. And I'll admit, when I died in the middle of making this, I got a little heartbroken and had to reset and come back. But now that we have, I'm really glad that it's all come together and the farm is here. We've got our enchanted tools, Stabby 2 and Silky 2, along with their new brother, Axie. These are the tools I like. You could technically make these better, but that's how I like them. It's fine. I'll note, I will post Nembomb's video in the description, but you do have to make some changes. Namely, in 1.20, they changed how Enderman can hit the Endermite. So you have to move it at least back a block, but I moved it back a block and up a block compared to how he made it, and just added a whole lot of carpets. But with that, I'm thinking we're gonna wrap up the episode. So we've got our Enderman farm. We fought the Ender Dragon at the start of the episode, which led to all of this chaos. And then we got our Elytra from that End Fortress. Not End Fortress, End City. And we conquered the End Fortress. I forgot that we went through the End Fortress. That was terrible. I hated that experience. That was the worst End Fortress ever. But with that, we're gonna wrap up the episode. That'll be it for today. We're finally getting all of our tools. So I hope to see you guys next time. If you have any comments on things you liked, things you didn't like, I really appreciate you leaving it in the description. But not in the description, in the comments. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful and beautiful day. BeautyWane out.